it's not gonna hurt if you have bigger, stronger muscles on the backs of your arms to help you press weight. It's just not gonna hurt. It's gonna help. Too many people that I see, and even people that I've trained, they just cruise through warm-ups. There's no intent in what they're doing. Now, how can you expect to become a better, stronger lifter if you're not utilizing every single opportunity you can to be better? Whether it's an empty bar, whether you got 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, or 4, treat it with respect and do it properly. But my favorite protein, my go-to snack, which I actually keep in my pocket here, is the egg. And you can eat it anywhere. I can eat it before I train, and I can eat it while I'm making content. We all want to stack more plates on our bench press, right? We all want to get stronger. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a massive bench press. Now, for those of you who don't know me, you may be new here, my PR on the bench press is 260 kilograms over 570 pounds. That is 6 20 kilo plates each side, as you can see behind me. And I've also helped a whole bunch of athletes achieve elite bench press numbers. Now, yesterday I released a video, 5 reasons why you may be struggling to PR your bench press. But today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips that are absolutely guaranteed to help you add weight to your bench press and quickly. Now look, I'm not going to include the really obvious ones in this video, like technique, okay? Obviously technique is important for a big bench press. Of course, programming, you need to have a good program if you want to progress. And of course, steroids, right? Now, steroids, yes, they obviously can help someone build a big bench press, but I'm not endorsing that, and I'm not saying it's a good idea, because it isn't. If you ever decide to do that, it's on your terms. Now, the most obvious one that I'm not going to be talking about today is having a hot goth mummy as your spotter. Now, using this technique will give you an unfair advantage, and even in untested federations where drug use is rampant, you still will receive a lifetime ban for the use of performance-enhancing cheeks. Now, without further ado, your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength, presents to you 5 tips to stack plates on your bench press. Let's go. All right, baby, let's get started. Now, number 1, train your motherfucking triceps. Now, I know I always talk about training your back to get a big bench press, but it is also extremely fucking important to train your triceps to get a big bench press, right? It's not gonna hurt if you have bigger, stronger muscles on the backs of your arms to help you press weight. It's just not gonna hurt. It's gonna help. You know what I mean? So yeah, do all your pressing, do your incline dumbbells, do all that shit, right? But after every single pressing session you do, spend some time hitting your triceps. Now, when you're hitting your triceps, it's gonna be important, right, that you're hitting a couple of things. When we press, we tend to use the same muscles, okay? The lateral head and the medial head of the triceps, which is pretty much the muscles I'm using right now. So if all you're doing is bench pressing and coming over and hit some tricep push downs, you need to consider something. You need to hit the long head of your tricep for complete tricep development, okay? So if you really want to help your bench press by building big triceps, make sure you're doing something like this. This is an overhead tricep extension. A skull crusher with a full range of motion can also do the same thing. Okay, what we're doing is letting our elbows pull up high, getting a nice stretch through the triceps, extending overhead, okay? An overhead tricep extension is gonna hit the long head of the tricep, and you can be guaranteed by building a well-developed, well-rounded tricep, it's only going to help your bench press. It makes sense, right? Fucking course it does. So, when you're hitting triceps, you should be hitting them twice a week. One day, really, really high reps. The other day, maybe slightly lower reps. But I wouldn't be going below 6, and I wouldn't be going over 30. Let's go. All right, baby, before we move on to number 2, do me a favor, like this video, please drop a comment, let me know if you're enjoying it so far, and of course, subscribe. Now, number 2, eat up, baby. You gotta eat. You gotta put some size on, okay? put yourself in a calorific surplus that will give you the potential to add muscle mass, which then improves your potential to move more weight. It's pretty simple, right? If you're struggling to get stronger in whatever lift, sometimes a really quick fix is to increase your calories. Now, what I'm not saying is to go and eat a bunch of junk food. There's a right way to do this. You can eat a bunch of junk food and you will get bigger. There will be a lot of body fat. Will you get stronger? Maybe sometimes, but it's not worth it because you look like shit. Now, when we're putting on size, when we're increasing calories, make sure we're eating plenty of good carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, grains like rice, and maybe some pasta as well. Good fats are important, okay, but protein, that is the building blocks for putting on muscle. My favorites, whey protein. I love milk. I have a lot of milk. Dairy protein, it agrees with me. But my favorite protein, my go-to snack, which I actually keep in my pocket here, is the egg. It's a superfood, baby. It's full of nutrients. It's full of vitamins. And you can eat it anywhere. I can eat it before I train, and I can eat it while I'm making content. So when you're looking to add mass, make sure you do it the right way, okay? It's not gonna be worth it if you feel like shit. Your performance is gonna go down, you're gonna sleep like shit, and you're probably gonna be sad and depressed because when you look in the mirror, you're gonna be fat and not jacked. So pay strict attention to your diet. That's gonna help whatever lift you want it to help, including the bench press. Let's go. All right, gang, now number 3 is making sure you're starting with the bar in the correct position. This may seem really obvious, but most people really fail with this one and it hurts their bench press enormously, okay? It's really gonna jeopardize your bench press if you can't start in the right position. Now, what do you mean by that? Now, this may be you. Let me give you an example or a situation. You're starting your bench press, you have the barbell above you, okay? You're about to bring it down to your chest. Now, your first repetition feels really sticky. It feels really slow. When you're bringing it down, it's a little bit shaky, feels a little bit painful maybe, okay? And then when you press it, it kind of goes up pretty quickly and the other reps are okay. But that first rep just feels off, like something isn't quite right, it's not in the groove. I'm probably speaking to you because that's a lot of people. Now there's a very, very easy fix. We're gonna fix it in fucking 30 seconds, okay? And I'm gonna demonstrate it with 260 kilos. What you're gonna do is you're gonna lay down on the bench press with an empty bar. I'm definitely not using 260 kilos for this. Empty barbell further down the bench than you normally would. This is just an exercise that you will do before you bench press to determine your starting position, okay? Next time you bench press, do this. Bar is above us here, okay? What I want you to do is slowly let it drag down your body, okay? It's gonna get heavier and heavier, obviously. Arms are straight, we pull it back up. Now we're gonna let it drift over our head. Okay, now we can go a little further, the barbell's in the way here, but point being is it's gonna get heavier as it goes back, okay? Slowly bring it back down to your midpoint to a point where it feels weightless. All right, for me, it's here. This is my starting point for the bench press. Now, most people, they start back here a little bit. Okay, it's over their face too much. And when they bring it down, it comes down on a real angle, right? Like it's going down on an angle. And then they press it up to that point above their chest and it's in the groove and it's easy, okay? Simply make that adjustment. Your starting point is here. Bring it down a little bit to where it feels weightless and then do your bench press sets. So, to determine that, simply use an empty barbell, and then when you do your warm-up sets, practice. It works. Let's go. Hope you're enjoying this so far, guys. Number 4 is frequency. How often should you bench press? Twice a week, okay? I feel like the sweet spot for almost everybody is twice per week. For myself, for all of my athletes, we have seen great progression on twice per week. Now, when we're benching twice per week, we have to consider a few things. We don't want to bench press heavy too often, meaning twice a week is way too often, okay? So how I like to designate it, I have one bench press day where it may be more focused on a competition bench press. Slightly heavier maybe, okay? Obviously, depending on where you are in a program, it might be really heavy. If you're starting a program, it's still heavy, but it's not a max. Now, That first day, it's mainly comp specific, more competition specific at least, and heavier work, right? Accessory movements, yes, but for the sake of this, the bench press proportion is heavy with low volume. Your secondary bench press day, you might want to have a few variations of bench press, maybe a close grip bench press, a spotto bench press, tempo, some sort of variation movement, higher in volume and lighter in weight, okay? For me, I think that's the perfect way to build a big bench press. You're going to be covering plenty, and if you're doing it where you're not going heavy twice per week, you're giving yourself plenty of time to recover to get stronger again, right? When you bench twice a week, you cannot recover from it. Your progress will slow down. You will get hurt. You won't be able to bench press, okay? So have discipline when you do it. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you're hitting variations. And of course, if you're pressing a lot, you got to make sure you're doing just as much pulling, okay? Train your back hard, as I always say. So frequency, that's number 4. If you're not benching twice a week, give it a try. Your bench press is going to go up, baby. Let's go. All right, gang, now before we do the last one, if you're interested in the new program and merch bundles, which is going to include $150 of free value and 2 free ebooks, being an arm hypertrophy program and a nutrition ebook with some tips, of course, on how to help you add mass. If you're interested in that, hang around till the end. We're going to talk about it. Now, the last one, baby, has nothing to do with 260 kilos, but has everything to do with your warm-ups. Use your warm-ups to get better. Number 5, baby. Now, too many people that I see, and even people that I've trained, they just cruise through warm-ups. There's no intent in what they're doing. Now, how can you expect to become a better, stronger lifter if you're not utilizing every single opportunity you can to be better? If you're serious about a big bench press, every single time you set up on the fucking bench, whether it's an empty bar, whether you got 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, or fucking 4, treat it with respect and do it properly, okay? Every single rep you do that is close to perfect makes you fucking better. And every single rep you do that is shit makes you worse. It's pretty simple, right? We are the product of what we do. If we give shit effort, we become that. If we give good effort, good things happen. It's pretty fucking straightforward. And building a bench press is pretty straightforward, right? If you consider these things, you have a smart approach, it's very simple to get stronger and to get bigger. Too many people get caught up in fads, in bullshit, in their influencers selling them lies. You don't have to do crazy shit. You have to do the simple things well, and you have to do it consistently. And I promise you, you will get bigger, you'll get stronger. You'll be the fucking man. Absolutely, absolutely. And that is, my friends, 5 tips to get you a bigger bench press. And I guarantee if you can use these things in your training, it's gonna skyrocket. Now, before we wrap this up, I am releasing, and they should be live, hopefully by now. If the link is not on the screen now, it'll be the next fucking video. But we have some merch, and we have a pressing program that is gonna be available to you, and it comes with 2 free ebooks. The shirt is sick, it's an oversized pump cover. The program is a combined incline pressing and overhead pressing program, which is of course going to include back work, okay? And if you buy the bundle, you get the arm hypertrophy program and the ebook, which is going to help you get bigger and get more jacked. There's some great information in there. I'm excited to bring it to you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, please drop a comment. Let me know, because I'm going to keep doing it. If you've got any other ideas for me like this, tell me in the comments and I'm going to do it again. That's what I do. And of course, like the video, that engagement helps. It shows others that you enjoyed it and maybe they'll enjoy it too. And subscribe to your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength. I'm going to go and eat now, and then it's my turn to get back in the fucking gym because I've got to train. Let's go.